Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're all doing fantabulously today on this Wednesday. God, it feels weird for me to be hosting this, and B for it to be on a Wednesday. I'm still kind of getting used to the new schedule changes. It's a whole different boat here, but I'm excited. I'm really pumped. I've been kind of jonesing to do this since the last stream, because it was so much fun. I had a lot of fun learning various Pauper decks and whatnot, as well as kind of getting to just get reps in with various ones. I think one of the best things about when you're kind of learning a format is you obviously get to kind of get reps in with a deck that's maybe interesting. The whole kind of world is your oyster in these, but I do love kind of deciphering, getting to that point where you see some cards that your opponent's playing and being able to like identify what sort of deck they're on. And I got to do like a lot of that. I think it was really cool, and I'm starting to learn all these kinds of things. I haven't actually had a chance to play a ton since the last stream, but since then we've had a whole set come out, and from my understanding, there's been a couple of cards that have shaken up the form. I don't know if shaking things up. I mean, there's definitely been like some very good cards, I think, that have entered that quite instantly slotted into a number of the various archetypes. But I do know from reading and looking at various like articles and stuff like that Pauper's in like a really interesting place right now, because there's like so many. It's a massive chess match that's kind of going on right now, because there's a deck that's kind of there's two sort of like decks that are boogeymen, I would say, but like they're not dominating anything necessarily, but it's like Spy Combo and High Tide are like being looked at. And then people are like playing cards to defeat it that like quite handily can stop its combo, but then at the same time like you run into situations where then they're combating your combat stuff, and yeah, it's really interesting. So I'm excited to play more. Pauper has very quickly become a format of choice for me. I think when I was playing on Is This Your Card, we were with Wheeler yesterday when we were doing Pokemon 99. I feel like a trajectory for a lot of players, like enfranchised card game enthusiasts or anything like that, is you end up sort of gravitating towards eventually like eternal formats. I hear Standard's a lot of fun right now, but as time's gone on, I've been like, oh, at first it was like, oh, yeah, Commander, I feel like is the gateway drug, right? And then it's like, oh, for me it was like, oh, Canlander, like this is really cool. And then I'm like, ooh, Pauper, right? So pumped to play more. Hope everybody's doing well today. Yeah, I know. Since the subathon, I feel like everyone's trying to get their feet back under them. On top of the fact that it was just like a wild, event. And thank you so much for all your support during it. The change-a-roo has been very cool. Ben playing not limited on a Wednesday does feel like a basically different show. That's true. I mean, LRR is definitely known for its almost exclusively like limited play on LRRMTG. But we talked about it a while ago, and we're just like, hey, why not we just like anybody who wants to take the slot and do a Magic thing can do it, and I like that. So we're able to touch on various things. I know a lot of people really enjoyed Kathleen's Standard stream, which is super cool. So we'll have all kinds of stuff like that, and excited to kind of see where that realm goes. Pauper is 2014 modern before years of metagame refinement, and you can win with something you just love playing. Yeah, I agree, Emma, and it's good to see you, friend. I hope you're doing well. Players don't like rotation. Players also like low power levels. I mean, but that's the thing, is like Pauper, you do like wild stuff, right? I do think though, what I am enjoying about Pauper is at least even like with combo decks, because common cards are sort of the way they are, it feels like I have an easier time reading lines, of like what the combo deck is supposed to do, right? Even like probably some of even the more like esoteric kind of ones like High Tide, right? Where it's like you look at a High Tide list and you're like, what does it do? It makes a lot of mana, it draws a lot of cards. Until you see the like one copy of the mill spell that you can buy back or whatever, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it, right? Like, so it's interesting. Standard also does have a price problem, and I think it was really indicative, as I was mentioning, at least on like MitGo. It's even it's different, right? Like MitGo, certain cards are super, ticks costly, and in paper it'll be like opposite cards, right? It's like in paper, most common cards from like Baldur's Gate are like nothing, right? But like in ticks on MitGo, they're like 7, right? So it's like it's different no matter which way you go, but it'll always, I believe, be a lot cheaper than buying into a standard deck or something. I've heard about Vivi. I haven't looked too deep into it. It was on my short list for decks that I was going to run for Friday Night Paper Fight this week, because we're doing Canlander this week. Very excited for it. Canadian Highlander. And I ended up kind of going in like a Bant direction, which I'm kind of excited to do. I specifically wanted to focus on Flicker. Because I'm very into the warp mechanic from Edge of Eternities. Big shout out to warp, and we're gonna be actually playing with a little bit of it today. Standard is an arena only format. Yeah, I mean that's the kind of thing too. It's like I don't play like a ton of arena these days. I think the moment that what was it? The moment that Gladiator becomes like it gets like an actual queue, then I'll be a little bit more, intrigued to play arena on a daily basis. I mean, look, the Canadian Highlander kids infected me. I mean, I was already like a Commander kid before I moved to Victoria, but like, Singleton's, the way for me. Singleton just feels right, it's just funny as we're going into a format where you'll very quickly see that I'm playing like a playset of pretty much everything. So, but before we get into everything, reminder that this and everything we do is brought to you by you over at our Patreon, patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. You're the reason we're able to do all this cool stuff. So thank you. We super duper appreciate it. You can check out our store.loadingreadyrun.com. It's back in website form. It was that before, but then it wasn't, and now it's there, and you can buy all kinds of cool things. So consider going on over there. This is how you know I like never host this show. I believe this stream is also brought to you by Card Kingdom, cardkingdom.com/LRR. We've been working with them for years. They're great. And if you're looking to pick up cards and stuff like that, it's a great place to go for that kind of stuff. Maybe you're wanting to pick up some of these decks in paper. I have a couple of friends I have a friend that has been running a Pauper sealed league in her community. If you want to be playing these kinds of decks and maybe you're doing like webcam magic with people in Discord and stuff, cardkingdom.com/LRR. Let them know we sent you. And you get a little button. I have no idea what the button says, but you'll get one. And use code if you can use our Dragon Shield official code, sponsor code. It's I believe LRRMTG 5 when you're on over there. Get you a little discount. Lets them know that we sent you. And, gives us a nice little kickback. These are all various ways that you can support us. And, of course, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to dongle the bongle if you haven't already. That's subscribe for you kids. You're not down with the lingo. But if you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. And I should drink this before I hold it. There we go. That's a manageable level. And if you want to see more, comment down below. And do all that cool stuff. Ding. You want to play some Magic? I want to play some Magic. Let's play some Magic. All right. Doop-a-doop-boop-a-doop-boop. We go to this one. Great. So this was the first deck. There's 2 decks, essentially, that I was most excited for today. The first of which is this mono black sacrifice deck that's kind of been making the rounds. We did a mono black kind of artifact sacrificey thing on the last stream. And that was like the mono black pack doll deck, and it was really, really cool. And this is not that. This is a different kind of thing. This is kind of what I would say is a more traditional kind of a deck for sacrificing. It's kind of going to do, you can probably already see we've got your good friend Carrion Feeder, right? Your friend and mine. If you're playing a sacrifice deck, you're probably seeing a lot of Carrion Feeders around. Hey, Salomon, welcome. Yeah, I happened to randomly look on Twitch and lo and behold, Pauper. There you go. Welcome back. So this is a deck that is essentially going to be doing, the one that a lot of people have been very hype about is Mortician Beetle as well. Which is basically anytime anybody sacks a creature, you got to put a 1/1 counter on it. And yeah, there's something very elegant about 18 Swamps being the old, right? We're not doing anything fancy. This is actually a really cool deck. I think that introducing somebody to the format would be good for it. And then we're running like a ton of the fodder. So, we've got these infestation stages. Probably the best one in the deck is the Nested Shambler, because when it dies, it's going to poop out a bunch of squirrels, and it poops them out equal to its power. Right. So we got various ways that we're going to be boosting up the power on this. One of the biggest ways is Supernatural Stamina. So Supernatural Stamina, on top of the fact that it lets, like, when the creature dies, it gets to come back. It also gives it +2/+0. So basically, for 1 mana and like a carrion feeder on your Nested Shambler, you get 3 squirrels and you get your Nested Shambler back. Very, very cool. And so, yeah, we've got the Nested Shamblers, we've got the Nezumi Line Breakers. We also have the Blood Throne Vampires as another sacrificey friend. We've got six draw spells in this list. It might be a little too many. I know that a number of blacklists will actually cut 2 Village Rites and actually run 2 Accursed Marauders in the main. Because on top of the fact that, it'll hit some of these bigger, beefier kind of decks that are running some big Chungus. It also, because your opponent has to sacrifice a creature, makes your Mortician Beetle even bigger. But for the one that I was seeing making kind of the rounds and doing well was this edition. But we did talk about as well that we're going to have a bunch of Edge of Eternity's cards in here, which is really cool. Yeah, also, Mortician Beetle used to be a rare. Wild. I mean, the fact that it costs 1 mana, I feel does not 90% of the lifting back then, So Peregrine Beckoner is new card, Edge of Eternity, and this basically says Supernatural Stamina on it. When it ETBs, you get to do a Supernatural Stamina effect. So on top of the fact that it does that, there's an infinite combo with it. So if you have 2 Peregrine Beckoners and a Carrion Feeder or a Blood Throne Vampire, essentially what you can do is you can warp the first one in and say target your Carrion Feeder, right? Then you can warp in a second one and target the first Beckoner, so that when you sacrifice the Beckoner, it comes back, and then you target the other Beckoner, and you just go back and forth, and you can infinitely sacrifice the 2. And so you can sometimes just punch someone in the face, and because this is what drew me in more than the beetle, more than anything, is you can then fling that giant thing that you just made with Rite of Consumption. So you make this infinitely huge Carrion Feeder, and then you sacrifice it to Rite of Consumption and dome your opponent out with the creature and kill it. So I think it's really, really neat. There are also some lists that will run, Wedding Invitation, I think, which is basically just it's kind of like a fling that has less. So I love Rite of Consumption. I love fling effects. It feels really bad in a format with a lot of counter spells. So some people have opted to go in the Wedding Invitation because it's basically like a Rogue's Passage. It lets you crack it to give something unblockable. So yeah, it's you can kind of go in either way with it. Yeah, Fling is 2 mana. The difference between these two is that it is an instant. However, with this one, you get to gain life equal to how much? So sometimes you just fling something to stave off a burn deck or something, which is kind of interesting. You might be thinking of Thud, which is like the sorcery speed fling that only costs the 1 red, both of which I run in my Ooze deck. In the sideboard, we've got all kinds of things. The Sylviok Life Staff is so good. Especially in a format where we're seeing, from my understanding, a lot of burn. So you essentially just, you equip this to any of your Dumbos, and every time, they die, whenever equipped creature dies, you gain 3 life. So you can kind of just, sort of out-tempo, or, outlive any of these decks that are trying to burn you. And then, you're also sacrificing these things usually, so you'll probably be, racing. Yeah, just kind of beat him out that way. Tragic Slip, obvious removal spell. We're going to be doing so much sacrificing and stuff, so this is going to hit a lot of big dummies. Rotten Reunion, really, really good for any of these decks that are going to be reanimating things. Specifically, you know, it's really good against like Balustrade Spy combo, where your opponent is going to like target one thing in their bin that will reanimate and kill you. So usually it's like a Lotleth Giant, right? That, you know, they'll reanimate and it'll deal damage equal to the stuff in your bin. So you can at instant speed exile a thing from their bin. So this is the Graveyard Hate. Curse Marauder, as we were talking about, is like big things. You're going to kill big things with this. So not great against like the more tokeny or like elf kind of oriented decks, but if they've only got like one or two creatures, Curse Marauder really good. And then the Mesmeric Fiend is just hand attack because, and as many in franchise players will know, this has got the old-timey text where, you know, you can play the Mesmeric Fiend and before like you grab the thing out of your hand, you can sacrifice it to your Carrion Feeder or to like a Village Rites, and then whatever you're grabbing out of their hand is just a hand attack thing. So, yeah, that's the deck. It seems really goofy and interesting. It's the first one that we're going to start with today, and then I think about halfway through, we'll talk about the other deck that I'm really, really interested in, which I know a ton of people are probably aware of at this point. It's the Orb, but this was the one that Wheeler and I were talking about yesterday that I was like, I should go take a look at this, and it looks fun as hell. So we're going to do that. Ding. Looking at the board and the Sylveok equipment seems funky. Yeah, I mean, realistically, if we wanted to, like, I would consider doing like down a Village Rites and actually just run the Life Staff in the main. Like, I think there's a couple of things in here that if we wanted to sort of hedge ourselves, we could kind of go that way. But this version, I think, tends to dig a little bit more aggressively for the Beckoner combo. So, yeah. Is this the deck that we're playing? Let me take a look. What do you got? I mean, probably if we wanted to look for a list. Yeah, this looks basically right. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, so if you're looking for a list, we got it right there. And we're gonna hop on in. Still don't feel confident enough to hop in leagues. I'll level with you. I mean, less so for like a winning kind of perspective, more in the realm of I'm still sort of like reacquainting myself with the quirks of Midgo. You know, I'm still kind of like, I don't feel confident in my Midgo controls, you know, my hotkeys, as it were. So we'll get there. Started hating Commander and getting into Pioneer. Yeah, I mean, it's really, really interesting just to sort of see the trajectory of us as like Magic players and stuff like that. Like I think that this is an absolutely fine hand, and you know, in a lot of instances will sort of be a little medium on gameplay, what involves politics and, you know, multiplayer formats. I think you just have to be playing with the right people. Okay, so it looks like we're probably up against like a mono red mono red aggro. This one kind of runs a lot of like Shrapnel Blast and like Galvanic Blasty kind of dealio, so a little artifact oriented. We could roll out the Shambling Ghast, and then it just sort of trades with this thing. It's probably better for us to just like have a body. Yeah, I mean, because with a body out, like we could just take a hit with a body out there. It means that when we play Bloodthrone Vampire in their second, it's probably. I mean, I guess it'd still be in bolt range. Maybe we'll probably just end up letting this through. Okay, I think we're just gonna go ahead and start with a Infestation Sage and roll it on through. Probably just take two. I mean, if they bolt it, they bolt it. Oh, all right. Yeah, we're going fast. Temporal Intervention would be in a format where you have ready access to sack outlets. Interesting. I Temporal intervention, I'd have to actually look at what it'd do. It's been a minute. I said this. I didn't kind of expect them to go that fast. Here's what we do. I think we can actually we don't need to like develop too much here. We can trade. We get a 1/1, and then I could just go like Shambling Ghast and another Dumbo, and it's like they're not really getting through on the ground. This way too, like Shambling Ghast can also just like nicely deal with a number of things. Yeah, let's kind of vibe. I'm gonna stick like this too, in the off chance that they decide to do some like bolting. We can just village rights in response. Got an Epicure going up top. We got the Bushwhacker. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. And they're just going. All right. Go like that. Go like that. We're down to 2 cards. Let's do that. We'll kill their raider. Guess I should have played another creature. That's fine. Ooh, the supernatural stamina here is actually kind of hot. Oh, that's really, really hot. We're going to go Nested Shambler. We'll go Infestation Sage. And we're just going to chill here. Ben wanted to let you know that my Cycle Storm and Rakdos Burn decks are complete thanks to Card Kingdom. Hey! Look at that! We're actively influencing. So long since I last played on Midgo, I'd forgotten that the UI UX was only better than Shadow. Yeah, I mean, it's funny though, if you go back, it's like it has definitely made strides. All right, they got a Ren's Resolve. We've held them back a little bit, which is great. They haven't played a land for the turn, so they could Galvanic Blast. And then, yeah. Okay, so I think here we're just going to sack our Infestation Sage. We'll draw 2 cards. Okay. Okay. We're stabilizing a little bit here. Very nice. We'll run out one of these Blood Thrones. Yeah, I think we can kind of just hang out, although we can't hang out for too long. Probably going to have to start racing eventually here. We have this right, which is huge. Because like I said, we can make something really big and just yeet it, right? Like Blood Throne, Vampire. Okay, so I think... So currently, wait, hold on. Is this only doing 2? They've got a blood token and... Oh, no, they've got the Great Furnace. Never mind. I think this is fine. Because we just have another one. I'm okay with this. I think this is actually just whatever. Goblin Tomb Raider. The awkward second main experimental synthesizer into the 2/2 with haste. Ooh, we're drawing a lot of these lands. Well, we can bring up the Bloodthrone Vampire again. And we still just get to hang out a bit. Honestly, our one of the Beckoners right now would be real good. would be really, really, really strong right now, because we could do like a whole bunch of sacrificing and potentially just launch a giant right. Okay, so we got this bushwhacker coming on in. So I think we'll go like this. Actually, wait. We go like so. Just sort of still feeling this out, because it's like I could just let this trade here. I think that the trade is more important. Right? And then sacrifice this. And that gets to live. They have a galvanic blast. It feels a little bad. So now we're going to get a ton of squirrels. And we get our nested shambler back. So, okay. Oh my god, dude. So we can maybe win here? Like, wait, yeah, I think we just can... No, because it's like... This is +8, so it makes it a 9-9. 10. Yes, actually, we just win. We just win. Right? It depends on what they've got here. If they've got a single red, I think they would have used it there. Okay, I think we can win here. Because if we... Isn't it 18? I mean, we might as well run it. We're probably dead. Well, okay, so hold on. This is +8, which brings it to 9. Shambler poops out another one, which brings it to 11. Yeah. And then we fling it. Yeah. Oh, no, wait. Yeah. No. We're right. I'm right. Then you go in. And then right of consumption targeting their face. Whew. All right. Math. Okay, GG's. So we're gonna bring in these life staffs for sure. And I mean the slips are kind of whatever. Honestly, our deck's not bad against them. Cursed Marauder is maybe better for us than them. We could probably go down 2 draw spells, because for the most part, we're kind of trading 1 for 1. The ghasts feel kind of nice here. Yeah, I don't really think we need all that much against them. I mean, Mesmeric Fiend is cool because it's like we're making them run out of stuff quicker. Okay. They're unhappy that we're taking too long. The mono red players, am I right? We'll let them play their own. I guess that's the one downside, right, of not running any or not running in a league, is some people just get a little too testy. Hey, I want to thank Episvont with the 88 months. Welcome back, friend. 60 months with Dr. Strange Al. And we'll continue after I get going through there. All right. Let's take a... Ooh, this is another really decent one. I mean, we've yet to see one of our carrion feeders, but this seems all right. Yeah, the Shambler effectively being 2 bodies is huge for the Bloodthrone Vampire. All right. Get out there, Shambles. Kind of thinking next turn about just supernatural staminaing into Village Rites. Smiling Mammoth, 39 months. Thank you very much, friend. Solar Blitz with a 70-monther. Gertrude Perkins, 68 months. 68 months. That's almost 2 years. So true. So true. All right. Ooh, I mean, we got blue. We're probably up against like mono blue fairies or something like that. So I don't want to do anything that's going to cause me to sacrifice something for no value. You know what I'm saying? I think we're just going to put in the line breaker in case they've got some sprite shenanigans. A familiar called L with the 62 months. Bongled. Thank you. Will I Art with the 51 months. It's a kind of magic. And Brian Bacon, 55 months. We're popping off indeed. Thank you so much, friend. Okay, well, we've got things and stuff and things. How's it going, Koo? A chat between friends in a game you can challenge them to? Yeah, I mean, that'd be cool. Whoa, all right. Yeah, you got it. I assume this is probably actually just going to be mono blue terror. So fortunately, we don't have to... Yeah, it's terror for sure. We don't have to worry so much about spot removal. But we do have to worry about... Oh, it's got Delver too. Cool. Which got to worry about the big chunguses, which is... This is where those Accursed Marauders really come in handy. Yep, there's the big serpent. Sure, that's fine. I think we'll do this, throw it back to them. We've got walls for days here. Probably could, I should have fired something off there while they were tapped out. This could result in some bad beats, but. Haven't heard about Ventrilo since listening to Base Hunter. Holy crap. that's a neuron in my brain activated right there. So there's a really cool interaction that I love, which is with the Nezumi line breaker, because it makes a mercenary, which means you can use that mercenary to make the nested shambler bigger for when you decide to sacrifice it, which I think is just, I don't know, super elegant. Yep, you got it. Oh, they're brainstorming. I'm going to race change your druid to Harnier. What I'll probably end up doing, Brownie, also very excited about for the expansion. Okay, Spell Pierce. You got it. What I'll probably end up doing is, yes, but then what I'll also like level something so I can get what I assume will be heritage armor for them. Let's do that. You have another counterspell? Yeah, they do. All right, yeah. Okay. This is an interesting spot to be in. This ability is only at sorcery, right? Yeah. Well, I mean, we've seen a bunch of their counter magic and they're at a single spell left. So I guess maybe something interesting here is like, and then just beating them in the air for 2. Eversong doesn't look like butt finally. Yeah, I mean, I think most people are just excited that you're going to be able to fly there. Ender Eternity's basically added the only free sack outlet on Arena, so there's a lacking density. Yeah, I mean I mean I think most people were in sort of the same boat, right? Like, you know what? No, I can let this through. I'm fine with it. Most people were in sort of the same boat, like when if you're a player who knows like free sack outlets, no matter how bad they are always just, you know, something that's really, really nice to have. Ooh. That's a beckoner. That's really interesting. Is there, we only have the 1 mana. I mean, I think we're still chin-chillin' here. Because we want that to be there. Yeah, I think we're okay right now. Yeah, definitely wish we could get like a carrion feeder or I don't know. There's a couple of cards I feel like, I mean, we're running they've gone through 2 village rights. They've got a grip of 3 now, which feels pretty bad. The fact that they have not flipped this Delver of Secrets is wild, indicating to me that they probably don't have any more counter magic. So that's kind of wild to me. Okay. We've got this Bloodthrone Vampire. Between these things, we've got a lot of stuff. I think at this point I'm okay to hang out. We don't really need to do much more. We're probably wanting to sacrifice this insect in the name of blocking. Yo, how's it going, Megapixel? Good to see you, friend. Still didn't flip the Delver. Okay, I think the thing about Delver, I mean, unless they're trying to be a little secrety, the thing is, like, based on that information, the way is kind of clear for right. Yep. I think we just gotta fire it off. It is a maid. That's what I'm saying. Like they might be next leveling us. It's true. But I think we're kind of running out of options here. So I think it's just time to go. Okay. Might as well. We're just gonna go all out here. So we're gonna sacrifice a bunch of stuff here. They're really thinking about it, which has got me a little scared. Not gonna lie. We're gonna sacrifice this. We're just gonna get a ton of squirrels. We continue to grow larger. I'm gonna send it in. Yep. Chumperoos. Off we go, I guess. It makes them, if they're tapped, right? Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, I guess I'll make it the biggest I can in case they somehow have instant speed healing. Yeah, like, I mean, no matter what, we were gonna die. So, might as well. Let's go. All right. That's huge. Okay, so this one's a little bit interesting. Tragic Slip is pretty damn good in this one because it kills their Delvers and it also will kill their terrors. Accursed Marauder is also, I mean, I guess they've got Ward Infinity. Never mind. Sorry. It's Accursed Marauders is what we want in this one. I think what we can probably do is go down like 2 Sages and maybe like the Corrupted Convictions. Mesmeric Fiend for hand attack is kind of nice. Yeah, it's like they'll have big things. I mean, the Delvers will be a little bit annoying, but yeah. Wheeler's looking a little bit different today. Can't quite put my finger on it. Yeah, shout out to Wheeler for giving me one of his accounts to use for this. I'm thinking we're gonna get Lur signed up for some MitGo stuff. Anything else? Like Mesmeric Fiend as hand attack to stop counter magic is probably pretty huge. Like, I like the ability to take a peek at their hands. I don't know what I'd swap for it. Like, the consumption just scares me. The fact that we got out like that is pretty huge. Maybe just like 2. Let's try that. Let's try that. That's the can I use. You can sneak on all your can lighter decks. I did a little bit, Angel. Yeah. Very, very handy, honestly. Yeah. This is fine. We got stuff. We got that Mesmeric Fiend that we wanted to try out. We got a Sage. We're looking great. I might regret this. Do I want to turn on chat? Show chat. There we go. It's like he's also handsome, but in a different way. We both come by it naturally. By virtue of your name being Ben, you get to be a cute little guy. Yeah, we'll go with the Sage. Yeah, I really like this deck. I didn't think like Rite of Consumption would be like as hiya as it is, but it's doing the work. We've been against a couple of decks that have clogged up the board a little bit more. I'd like to get the Beckoner combo off once today. I think that'd be really fun. All right, I think we'll just go on in like so. And I mean, they're holding up double, which means they're probably they can just counterspell. Bloodthorn Vampire is probably something that they're interested in. So I'm just going to play this Line Breaker and hold up a Village Rites. I'd like to not use this Village Rites. Maybe I should have went Bup. I guess that could be Thought Scouring. I probably should have just went double Link Breaker, because I'd like to hold this Village Rites specifically for Mesmeric Fiend. But I mean, there's also a world where we get out Bloodthorn Vampire. Yeah, all right. We're both just feeling each other out. Who needs mana? Ooh, the carrion. Finally getting the Carrion Feeder in here is kind of nice. Let's send these friend on in. Bonkers. Play this Carrion Feeder. And now we're kind of feeling ourselves. Ben, was there a meeting at some point to determine who gets to keep Ben and who gets to use their surname instead? No, Wheeler's... Well, so here's the thing. Wheeler is not a Ben. Wheeler's a Benjamin. He prefers Benjamin. And then in cases beyond that, I mean, he's kind of branded himself. Ooh, Sleep of the Dead. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, he's branded himself sort of in that sphere as Wheeler. And so for me, who actually I do not like being called Benjamin, it's just sort of worked out in that way. So we're kind of two separate entities in that world. So he still has his abilities, right? Yeah. Creature doesn't untap during its controller stat. It didn't take its abilities away, right? Yep. Okay, cool. I mean, maybe it is just... No, because both of these are the things that I want from Mesmeric Fiend. Yeah, I want to take a peeky at their hand. Mortician Beetle. Also kind of nice. Oh, man, do I hold off still? We're kind of just vibing right now. I do not feel threatened at all. Yeah, let's get this Mortician Beetle out. I do want to take a peek at what they've got going on. But I think we're just chilling. This is great. I like this deck a lot. Or you get in situations where people like Serge and Joe call me Ben, which is a holdover from my first roommate when I moved here, who's a friend of ours, a friend of Serge and Joe's, and mine now, obviously. That they were a very, very sweet human who was like a big mama gay to me and took care of me when I first started living here. And they called me Ben. That was their moniker for me, and it just sort of stuck with those two. So anytime you hear that from them, that's what that's from. Yeah, so I think they're holding on to the ability to just escape Sleep of the Dead, which I think if they just want to keep using their mana for that is totally fine by me. So let's send this in here. We'll sack it to the Carrion Feeder as just like a, hey man, if you want to, go for it. Hold on. Yes? Oh, can I not always agree to these? Why can't I always agree to these? Isn't it like right click? It's useful for the PPR intros because sometimes, but not always, we do things with single names only, in which case Wheeler is the only one with a surname and everyone else just gets first names. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, also, yeah, having Ben and Benjamin can sometimes be a little, weird not necessarily branding-wise, but just like to verbally display what is sort of going on. We got a Delver. Okay, sure. So this seems like... we keep getting the Beatles. The value. I gotta not get so distracted by value. Let's send this in. Let's take a look at what they're working with. They're going to counter this. Whew. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, dog, you got it. Let's send in the beats. Yeah, to be fair, they lost a card anyway, so you might as well, right? I mean, in that instance, just like information is definitely king. They get the flippies. They do. We got a Thought Scour on top. What I like about this too is just like the amount of stuff we're able to make happen with with just 2 swamps. Ooh, yo, the gut shot actually so sick. That's actually so sick. So being able to like gut shot a one of our vampires in response to a sack. That's pretty tight. I mean, that has to be in an instance where there's nothing else for me to also sack to override it, but I do like the gut shot. That's really tight. Okay. Interesting. They're holding back the terror. Fair enough. I mean, otherwise, yeah, all the little dudes get in. Yeah, we'll take 3. Holding up double blue. Not holding up double blue. We got another serpent. Okay, so we got the big dinguses on the ground. They are currently tapped out. Curse of Marauder feels kind of sick. Still in a weird spot. But we're not... Them being tapped out is so big, but like... It doesn't really help right now. Because we just don't have enough mana to do things. Like, I could put out a beetle, sacrifice a thing, and just kind of keep making biggins. Or I could village rights, and if we get a second land, we get an Accursed Marauder out. I mean, they're only dealing 3 each turn. You know what? I'm a greedy boy. Hi, my name's Ben, greedy boy. Oh, the Beckoner there is also really nice. Look at all these chickens that we've made. if we get you know, another season of Friday nights, I'll put that one in, Alchemist. Ben, greedy boy. Look at target totally fine plays line. Do something completely different. Activate only as sorcery. Yeah. Okay. Holding up 2 mana. We've got the Beckoner. Kind of doing nothing here. So... Oh, you know what? Is this just kind of sick? What if we... Let's drop this. We'll sacrifice this buddy. Can I... All right. Yeah. When do I get to... Okay, always yield. There we go. And then if we warp in Peregrine Beckoner, we could basically stamina the Accursed Marauder and make them sacrifice another friend. Always yes. There we go. What? Why isn't it doing it? Man, I don't know. Mid-go UI things. Okay. So these guys are huge. And then we're gonna warp. Ooh, I like the warp effect. Tight. That was actually that was a cool line. Because yeah, now Accursed Marauder comes back. They probably sacrifice a insectile aberration, but we've got these giant beetles that just kind of get to start crundling in. That was neat. I like that a lot. I think you need to always yes before you always yield. Okay, we're gonna slowly figure out the correct line of play to just have all these triggers happen. But the beetles are great. Didn't quite get to do the double Beckoner combo, but you know, sometimes just having 8 copies of Supernatural Stamina is good enough. Today I happened to find out that there's a page on MTG Wiki on vanity cards, and both Phalia and Warren Warleader, the 4/4 Mythic Bunny, are based on WotC staff pets. That makes sense. I mean, my biggest thing for Phalia, for as messed up as that card is, I'm just excited that they've taken dogs in a new direction. This hand kind of stinky. It does nothing. This is probably greedy. It was greedy! But I guess I'll keep it. We don't need 3 of these. I'm just excited that dogs are no longer just like, you know, sacrifice this dog, give target thing indestructible. Like for the longest time, they just, all dogs did were like, kill the dog. Other thing gets to live. And I understand the thought process, but they had been taking cats in so many directions for so long that I was just kind of like, hey, what the hell? So we'll start with the Shambling Ghast. In a world where we don't top deck a swamp here, we can sacrifice the Shambling Ghast to village rights. And you know, hopefully get to do things and draw lands. Okay. Well. Tight. Let's put out the beetle. What is Pauper? Yeah, all the decks are all commons. The new direction for dogs is being very good rather than being mid. I mean, that's also a thing. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of really good dog cards that have come out. One that like flew under my radar was the Red Hellhound. The shoot. Why am I forgetting the name of the Rakdos lady? Damn. Why is her name just completely has exited? Judith. Yeah, Judith. Judith's Hellhound is really good. It's like, it gives all dogs like unleash and stuff. I was like, oh damn, this thing's sick. Okay, let's lead with the vampire here. I guess I don't know why I'm doing any of this pre-combat. Yeah, there's the counter spell. Hey, look, we might be fighting the same kind of deck. Let's put out the Link Breaker. vibe. Yeah, legendary elemental dog, unleash. Other dogs you control have unleash. Creatures you control with counters on them have haste. And whenever it attacks, you add red for each attacking creature. I was like, this thing's cool. Ooh, it's Dimir. Wonder if it's like a Dimir tempo. I've seen that kind of making the rounds. Yeah, there was like a couple of good Einok in Tarkir, specifically in the commander precons. Cast down a sure. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, wait. Turn off the faucet. Turn off the faucet. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Oh, Cryogen Relic. There it is. Cast down is printed at common? Yeah. Very recently. Can't remember which set, though. Okay, yeah. We don't really care. We're not doing graveyard stuff. Okay, all right. Never say no to the carrion feeder. Let's get this gassed out, because why not? More relics. I wonder if this is just like Dimir Affinity. Jesus. The orbs. Orbs! A right would be kind of nice here. Okay. Go team. I mean, I don't know if they're running a main deck Drown in Sorrow. Such a good and fun comment in Limited. I mean, this was the card that I think the Pauper players were most excited about. Oh, baby. Oh, my goodness. Draw 4. Oh. Damn, opponent. I don't think you're allowed to do that on camera. Holy moly. Yeah, wow. That's incredible. Ooh, Village Rites here is kind of nice. Would have been nicer last turn. But I think I want to keep a card in hand. If they're doing this much artifacts and they're into mirror, they're almost certainly running the rat that makes you discard. So I'm just going to keep this land as like a discard dealio. And hit them for 4. I mean, we could do some digging. But that don't seem worth. Well, there's like a magical Christmas land where I village rights and there's like a carrion feeder or there's a carrion feeder or a bloodthrone vampire and a right on top, and then we just win. They have so many cards. I mean, they have not put any pressure. Maybe their opponent just like doesn't have any way to win. They're just like, how many cards can I draw off of Cryogen Relic? Let's get Lab Man at common. Wait, is Lab Man at common? I don't actually know off the top of my head. Has it been reprinted to common? Oh, okay. There's the rod. Yeah, the first bit of pressure. I want us to get onto the orb deck as quick as possible. Yeah. Oh, the Archaeomancer. Bringing back. Are you bringing back Ghostly Flicker? Are you a little sicko? What do we got? Maybe the Elorian reveal just to draw more. I mean, what do we got? What do we got? They're going for the cast down. Okay. Well, I mean, the number is the same. It makes... No. Let's do this. All right, a rights would win the game. So we're going to go ahead. I think we just swing out. Oh, no, he's a coward. Is anyone joining me? Nope, just me today. We're chilling. Let's do this. I know killing this is probably more important, but I think we just need to try and win. Nope, not doing it. Well, we can, I mean, so we know that they have, the cast down. So I guess we'll kind of just let them pick. You're going to lead with that. Cast down, targeting the beetle. Go for it. You're still at 4. I think the lowest lab man was uncommon. Yeah, I thought so. We got the Oracle. I mean, they could cryogen relic the carrion feeder. Oh, they are. They're putting the stunt. Wait, on the Sage. That is not where I thought that was going. Okay. Relic can't target feeder? Oh, it has to be tapped. Right. Right. I just see. Here's where my Magic player brain stopped. Sacrifice this artifact. Put a stun counter on target creature. I chose to ignore the bad part of the card, you know? It's a decent strat if you just don't look at the bad parts of the card. Show me what you got. Ooh, we win. That's really good. Yeah, because now we can just do this. And we can just do a little Warparoo. Target the insect. And we got 4 in the air. Also, easier to make it for new players. That makes sense. Yep. What if they're also just running gut shot? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? What if it's just over? All right. Wait, there's a free bounce spell? What free bounce spell in... See, this is where the Ben learning sitch kind of comes in. Because that would be interesting. Okay, so they're on, like... It looks like it's like a... Dimir affinity. Well, it's not even affinity because it's like Seagate oracles and things like that. Like, it looked like it was just like Dimir. Let's flicker some orbs, you know. So I mean, who knows? Yo, what's up, James? Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Okay, let's. I don't know. Maybe it's just like these fiends. One sec. Welcome, everybody. We're playing some Pauper. Come on in. I am currently playing this mono black sack deck that has. I mean, we are 100% on today, which means now I'm officially cursed. Now that James has shown up, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so yeah, Dimir. Yeah, it's like a Dimir Blink kind of thing. I mean, they're running all these cast downs and stuff like that, so the vampires and the feeders start to feel a little bit worse. Only free spells are Snuff Out and Gut Shot. Yeah, right. There's like Snap, but you need the initial 2 mana. Yeah, I have no idea what our opponent's on. So I guess I'll lose like, I don't know, maybe like 2 Infestation Sages. Even though I guess they kind of won me the game there. Kind of just want these Mesmeric Fiends to see what's going. Oh my god. I'm learning the game, y'all. Oh, I mean, maybe I'm supposed to hop into the league queue just so people don't leave. That's fine. Mako players, you know, they're starting to get up there in age, and they've only got so much time left on this earth, and for them, you know, life is too short to wait for somebody to learn how to sideboard. Those boomer players, they've only got so long, right? Rosebitter, thank you so much for 22 months. Welcome back. And Ninja Puffed, 45. Thank you. Oh yeah, it was a charity stream. $2,600. Very nice. Awesome. All right. Well, let's get out that feeder. Ooh, I'm gonna say this might be like a Jeskai Affinity, Jeskai Blink. This might be the deck that we're looking to play later. Could be blue-white familiars, yeah. My guess is that they're gonna play like red and go for the Cleansing Wildfire. I'm gonna Line Breaker here and maybe pay for it by losing value for this Village Rites. Nope. We're Relicking. Yeah, baby. I think this might be the deck that we're looking to play later. Well, off we go. FAMS doesn't play artifact lands. Yeah, I imagine most ones that are playing the artifact lands, you're running red in it. Okay, yeah, there we go. So we're gonna, it looks like an Esper version of what we're gonna play. So of course, Skyfish is gonna come in. You get to bounce the relic. Value. Nope, we're chilling. And away we go. All right. We'll sacrifice the... Let's go. I mean, it's usually Glint Hawk and Skyfisher, so I guess it doesn't really matter. The Line Breakers. Getting the Mercenary is probably nicer for us. No reason. There it is. All right. I feel better about my choice. okay? The bog. Could I just win? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10, 11, potentially more. 12. It's 12. I think I go for it. Surely I get a creature. Wait, that was weird. Okay. Okay. Wait, is it the same? Is it 13? Holy crap. Am I off by one? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 2. So 10, 11, 12. It's still 12. My math didn't change. I don't know why I thought it did. That's fine. Whew, that's pretty good. Pump and then sack the mercenary. Well, that's what made it 12. Okay, so I kind of want these things to live. We don't quite have enough. We got a lot of lands in these top kind of ones. We can sacrifice this, and then what's better? 2. Whoops. Shit. Well, that sucks. I was gonna say, what's better? 2 3/3s or kind of spread across this, but oh well. I goofed it. Uh-oh. Now we're in trouble. Or not, yeah. Just digital magic things. Yeah. Dang. Having 2 3/3s right now against these things would be pretty hot. If we could get like a fodder, that'd be nice. Nice. Yeah. Oh, punished for a misclick there a little bit. That's okay. I don't think this list actually runs counter magic, so let's just hang out for a bit. Ah, but it does. This one runs Packdoll. Oh, right. This is because this isn't Jeskai. This is Demir. Ooh, yeah, that's harsh. Well, it definitely made this more awkward. Oh my gosh. We're flooding out a little bit here too for a 17 lander. They got 4 cards in hand. Meerkat, you jinxed us. Okay, yeah. Let's go to game 2. Okay. So they're only ever really going to have like a couple of creatures in this list. So Accursed Marauder is probably going to be really nice here. We've got the slips as well. The Mortician Beetles feel a little bit worse. I guess actually the slips aren't really going to kill. It's only if we do a sacrifice. Like we need to always turn them on. The the Mortician Beetles feel worse against black. Yeah, we want less Titian Beetle. I'm gonna take out 2 Beetles and 2 Corrupted Convictions. Because it's just like we're getting all this like value onto the Mortician Beetle that they just like cast down on. Fiend helps get rid of the relics. That's true. I mean, they're going to be running a playset of relics and a right again, not the Jeskai version. So, yeah, maybe it's just we lose the Beetles. We lost the Beetles. I guess there's a world where okay, all right. Reminding myself that we have an infinite combo in this deck, so we should actually grind them out. We should absolutely try to grind these out. Ooh, nope. We're gonna mold that one. Oof, nope. We're gonna mold that one. Okay. Awkward. These Mesmeric Fiends feel a lot worse. Curse of Marauder's not going to happen until later, so I think we'll go like this. I think we'll do that. That seems correct. Whoa! Amy! Hi, friend. Welcome, everybody. I hope you had an amazing stream. How are you doing? It's so good to see you. Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm Ben. Welcome to Loading Ready Run. And today we're learning to play Pauper. This is a mono black sack deck that seemed really cool and interesting that I've been wanting to check out. Unfortunately, you caught me at a bad time. We had a quick mold of 5 here that is not ideal. But yeah, this is if you're interested in Pauper, this is where I've been kind of learning the format. I'm coming into it pretty fresh, essentially, and kind of learning the ins and outs of various decks and whatnot. So if that sounds interesting and you're not following, please consider doing so. And friends, if you're not following Amy, I can't imagine you're not, but please go do that. Hello, one of the greatest like Magic the Gathering content creators out there. I don't know why I'm pointing in this direction. I just imagine chat is over here. I mean, this is a different chat, but Amy, I gotta say, I've been seeing, I've been getting so many reels of your bits with Jesse and Dodger. And it's super surreal because like I've been watching Jesse and Dodger for years at this point. And then seeing, one of my friends doing stuff with them, it's been super cool. And so, if there was anybody that I would put forth to be sort of an ambassador to that crowd of Magic the Gathering, I don't know if I could think of anyone better than you. So it's really good to see you. Welcome, everybody. And thank you very much to Fiona's Got It for the gifting Amy a sub, too. Really appreciate that. Still bewildered by the fact that they would talk to me. It's so, I don't know if you were in like a similar position to me where, refurbished familiar, kind of stinky here. Where you kind of like, I don't know, grown up is like the word, but it's like, I've been watching, that group of people for so many years, right? And sort of, they were a big inspiration of why I sort of got into this field. And so it's cool to see, them getting into a thing that I'm super into. So, all right, let's do some Mesmeric Fiend shenaniganeries. We're going to take a peeky at their hand. We're also going to sacrifice this so we can draw some cards. Carrion Feeder off. That's pretty nice. What do they got? Ah! Uh-oh. We got two Suffocating Fumes and a Temporal. What is this one? Target player reveals their hand. You choose a non-land from it. That player discards that card. Well, I guess let's kill their Skyfisher. and empty our hand. Whew. I watched a lot of Jesse's WoW content. Yeah. Yeah, that whole sphere. Very cool people. Close enough. Welcome to Pauper's Thoughtseize. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's kind of what we're looking to do there. Yeah, I mean, this is fine. It means we're going to lose the buggy. But I think I'm all right with that. So they're probably going to fumes us here. And what I'll end up doing is sacrificing the insect token to make carrion feeder big and letting the Nezumi die, and we get a mercenary. It's probably the best line. Yeah, Coxcrender and TB. Yeah, those old days. Ah, the top. Was there a cast down in their hand? When we first took a look at it, there wasn't. That was the top deck? Oh, that's a heartbreaker. All right. Oofa doofa. Not bad, not bad. All right. This mold of 5 keeps getting worse every day. That's all right. I've got rats. The the two, whatchamacallit, I guess they're not quite, what do we call the 2 mana black discard 2 cards? It's always, I mean, that's not necessarily what this one is, but it's always like one of the ones that I call. I'm completely blanking on the name of it. I mean, at this point, I probably don't want to commit too much. But if we make them use their mana to grab the Shambling Gas, that's probably good. Mind Rot. Thank you, Kipper. That's exactly what I was thinking of. You got it. No, yeah, Hymn to Turak's the good one. Wonder how many cards you would need to come to Arena for Pauper to be equivalent to paper. I mean, quite a bit, and especially some of the like more weirdo ones. But it would be really neat. Like actually the ones that I've talked about, Amy, that it's been really interesting to discover because, you know, mid-go economy is so different than Arena or in paper, right? Where the cards that are actually like, Suffocating Fumes is an instant. Jeez, I should remember that. Where the cards for like Baldur's Gate Alliance and stuff like that, in paper, you know, commons are like 60 cents. On here, they're like 8 or 9 tickets because it was not like a thing that you could do. Right, they've got 2. Yeah, double Suffocating Fumes, baby. And then they get to Temporal. Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. Okay. Oh, hold on. All right. Now we play the mind games. Come at me. Oh no, and then they've got the pack doll. But yeah, it would just be such a different experience. Okay, we got a Village Rites. Yeah, they can kind of just pack doll us down now. A Cursed Marauder would be kind of tight here. Show me a Cursed Marauder. Goodbye, Village Rites. Show me a Cursed Marauder. Oh! Dog, Arena's so easy. Man, that would have been even better if we got to keep that Village Rites, but hey, you know, I'll take it, I guess. All right. We're rats. Rats. We're the rats. Don't look at the price of Poxwalkers from 40K. Yeah, I mean, any of those, like, universes beyond, like, commander-centric product, I know, is just, spooky kabuki. All right, we got another pack doll. It's fine. I ain't scared. Okay, I'm a little scared. No fear. One fear. Well, one of it, we were both top decking at one point. I think I gotta like maybe hold on for like a supernatural, but they can also just drain me down at this point. This one has been a cursed match, I gotta say. Me and the boyfriend built a mono black discard deck using virus beetles. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of those kind of effects in Pauper for sure. You got a lot of the rats as well. So many rats get printed at common. Yep, Glint Hawken. I mean, so this is what we're kind of doing with our other deck, just in Jeskai. The Navigator Compass includes in, I don't know if that was a sideboard choice. Ooh. Oh. This is like super neat, but no, you got it. GG opponent. Thank you very much for the games. Okay, wait. Is this the exactly like the midway point? I started at 1 and it's 2:30. Yes, it is. Great. Okay. I'm going to take a quickie little break. And then when we come back, we're going to move on to the other list that I was really, really excited to take a peek at. So this is the Jeskai version of what we saw earlier. So instead of, things like the rats and the pack doll, you get access to bolts and experimental synthesizer, which is like a second the cryogen relic, but worse, and then cleansing wildfire and stuff. So also brebbed. We've got brebbed. So yeah, don't go away. Plenty more Pauper after this. We just got to run some ads, so we can get rid of those pesky. Wait, can I not run an ad? Oh, maybe I can't. Maybe we're just running. Oh, no, I can. Cool. We get rid of those pesky pre-rolls, what everybody hates. All right? All right. Don't go away. Plenty more after this. Alrighty, everybody. We're back. Stay hydrated, y'all. I just drank a bunch of coffee, and now it's time to put bubbly water in there. I'm sure that it's going to be a great concoction. All mixed and mashed up together. Okay. So yeah, this is the other deck that I really wanted to check out. As we've seen, a lot of people playing with the orb. A lot of people really into the orb. Seems pretty good and cool. So effectively what we're doing is just hoping to get a lot of value by bouncing things like Experimental Synthesizer and Cryogen Relic using the Glinthawk and the Skyfisher, which are also going to be kind of our beatdown buddies. So, we'll play out like a synthesizer or a cryogen relic, bounce it, get the value off of it. And then these are also ones that have enter or leave effects. So when we bounce it back to hand off the Glinthawk, we get a bunch of value off of it, which is good and cool. By playing red instead of like the black that we saw earlier, we get access to all these like bolts and stuff, which is really, really cool. So like Lightning Bolt and Galvanic Blast is really neat, but you also get access to a staple of the format, which is Krark Clan Shaman. Lets us sacrifice one of these rocks that we've got to deal 1 damage to each creature without flying. So against a lot of these like go wide decks, it's really good. And because basically every single one of our creatures has flying, we get to just completely, blank a lot of these like super go wide strategies, which is cool. Hey, Storm God, how's it going? This is also going to be utilizing a pretty dominant strategy in Pauper right now, which is Cleansing Wildfire. You can use Cleansing Wildfire to target your own artifact lands to essentially this is a 2-mana rampant growth and draw card, because this destroy target land, these can't be destroyed because they're indestructible. So very, very powerful for just kind of fixing yourself and getting out a bunch of stuff. Lembas is also just like really, really neat because it is one of the better kind of rocks outside of like Cryogenic Relic, because it's like, it enters, you get to scry, then you get to draw, so you kind of get to filter to the top. You can also sacrifice it to gain some life. And it's also in the off chance that we do end up running up against the High Tide decks today, this stops them from winning. Because you can crack the Lembas to go back into your library, so they can't mill you out, right? So yeah, it's very, very cool in that way. It just kind of has like this added like middle finger to a deck in the format, which I think is cool. It doesn't fizzle. Cleansing Wildfire still does the thing. It like destroy target land, and then it just kind of keeps going, right? We're running 2 copies of Metallic Rebuke. This is just some counter magic. Always good when you're in blue. Nice to have. And then one copy of Custody Squire. This is just a really cool card to bounce off of things like Core Skyfisher, because this is your recursion. It allows you to, if we need an artifact or whatever from our bin, we can grab it and, ta-da, yay. We're also running one copy of Makeshift Munitions, which I think is super cute. This just kind of gives you that ability to push through some damage to your opponent's face if we need to. If we can't quite get in, this can kind of go over top. And then Thraben Charm just does so much work in this format. So it's like if you have a bunch of things, you just get to remove. It's a removal spell, get rid of enchantments, and it also deals with a lot of those pesky graveyard strategies that are out there, which is spooky. Yeah. So that's the main dealy bop of this deck. I think I talked about all the cards. Yeah. In the sideboard, it's exactly kind of what you'd expect. We've got a bunch of Hydroblasts for the red decks, Pyroblasts for the blue decks, another Kark Clan Shaman if we go up against the gnarly, go wide kind of strategies. And we also saw a bunch from the other deck with this Navigator's Compass. This is like your anti-burn strategy. So it's like you're not really, basically, I mean, the being able to turn the lands into different basic land types could be relevant, but for the most part, this is 1 mana ETB, gain 3 life. And then you just recur it with your Glenhawk to kind of do that. And then we got Relic of Progenitus for more graveyard hate, and the Dust to Dust to get rid of the other artifact strategies that we might run into. But also, Dust to Dust, as you can see, with the bridges and stuff being really popular. This is also like a 3 mana blow up 2 of your opponent's lands if you wanted to, which is kind of sick, honestly. So I'm excited to maybe just do that to somebody. We'll see. You just get to kind of oopsie into also, I don't know, being Ponza. So yeah, we're gonna give it a go and learn along the way. Let's go have some fun, y'all. And we'll swap out our deck here to be this bouncy bounce and see what kind of shenaniganeries we get on into. Love Ponza, favorite Star Wars club shit out. Yeah. Ponza's a very Star Wars ass name for sure. Alrighty, into the first game we go. We got a 1-lander and a handful of 2-drops. We're gonna go ahead and mull that bad boy away. This is much better. I think we'll probably, I mean, we could just dump this Rebuke, I guess. Yeah, that's probably fine. And away we go. So this one's going to be interesting. I feel like I have to play this a little bit more reactively. I think for the most part, most of the hits that I'm going to be running into are around 2. So I probably would Experimental Synthesizer. Okay. Oh, this is even more interesting. I think I maybe just do that. Yeah, oh, that feels even better. Oh my gosh. That was maybe one of the better hits that could have happened there, because now we're able to I mean, I guess we'll lose something off this, but I guess it doesn't have to be the synthesizer, right? It could be any of these. I could bring the Ancient Den back if I wanted to. Because it's just until the end of this turn. Yeah. Maybe that's bad. That might have been really bad. Maybe I'm just supposed to give up the card. I don't know. I just like the idea of value, and getting rid of that seems like a waste of value, but I guess I did just kind of hurt myself. Oh, interesting. All right, they've got a Lava Dart in the bin, so this is going to be up against the mono, I think it's mono red burn with gutter snipes and stuff. Yeah, okay. Yeah, face is definitely the place. So Thraben Charming out the Lava Dart is going to be important, I think. Okay. We've got this Galvanic Blast. It can definitely be cast. So we go Mountain. Dome for 4. Hope that they're not dropping their Gutter Snipe next turn. Had the Pauper Discord to pick between Gruul, Ramp, and Boggles, yet chose Ramp. Used to play Ponza. I think so. Ponza was the first deck that I played getting into this format, and it was a really, really fun choice. I like it a lot. I like it a lot, a lot, a lot. Something about Monvuli Acid Moss that just makes my heart go ba-boom, ba-boom. Okay, well, we've got Cleansing Wildfire here. I think what I probably want to do at this point is just make sure that we don't let them, because basically if they resolve a Gutter Snipe, they're able to cycle their whole land base to effectively do 9 damage right now, which is, or no, right, again, it's flashback once. Why do I keep thinking that this is like you can do it as much as you want? Never mind. Now I'm instantly less afraid. I feel better about my decisions here. I think what we'll do here is we'll go to attacks. Drop in... I think we'll drop the Perilous Landscape now. Doesn't really matter. This way I can grab a Plains or something, and I can also just grab a blue from the Perilous Landscape. But I think we'll just chill. I'll grab the blue now, and, you know, who knows what happens. Hey, look, we grabbed another Perilous. Retrace, yes. Flashback, no. Yeah. I think what might have happened is I had one game where they might have just had like 3 Lava Darts in the bin. And my newer player brain kind of went, oh no, that's how it happened. That's how it went down. Oh, the Gutter Snipe. Okay. Limbus is pretty good. Tasty. Kind of want to get rid of this Gutter Snipe. Put that down to the bottom. Getting a Hawk here was kind of cool. Swing on out. And then, what do we want to do here? We could bring back the experimental synthesizer. Sure. We just bolt their Gutter Snipe here. Bolt off the top. Pretty good. Yeah. This deck's pretty sweet. That was a really good synth flip for sure. All right, they got the Flame Breather. More pingers. And another Gutter Snipe. Yeah. We could kill one with Thraben Charm if we wanted. Wow, okay, they just went for it now. Sure. So that's 4 damage going to 12. Question for the smarter people out here. Kirkland, I can sacrifice 2 artifacts and it'll deal 2 right before it. Like, it obviously dies. Like, Kirkland kills itself. But I can do 2 if I sack 2 artifacts. Correct? Yeah? Okay, cool. Magic the Gathering. Yeah, respond to its own trigger. I just couldn't remember if it needed to be, like, around to get the value, but... Ooh, Limbus. I don't know if I actually care about that. Maybe I do. It's free life. Yeah, I think while they're tapped out, that just seems to be the correct play. Or I could go like this. And now I can... I mean, I could do it before anyway, but... Let's just do this. Screw it. I don't think it's worth it. I think just getting out this dude is better. This is definitely a deck that has like 20 lines per turn. There's so many ways you could go, and any path that you choose could be your last. But I think at this point we've just sort of out-tempoed them. How does one hold priority? It's like control, I think. Key priority? Yeah, you hold control while you're doing the things. The relic! Fair enough. All right, we got there. So this is against the burn, which means we can bring on in these hydroblasts. And the navigator compasses. I think the Thraben charms are pretty whatever. I don't actually think that... I mean, I guess killing the gutter snipes and stuff is like pretty good, but we're also able to just like hydroblast it. Yeah, Relic win. We drew it and we won. It did go down like that. Yeah. I mean, the Cart Clan kind of seems whatever. It is a good way to kill the things, though. I don't actually know like what I end up removing. Like the rebukes seem kind of whatever. Because like for the most part, they're kind of just caring about spells getting cast. Makeshift munitions feels kind of stinky. Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's a good call. Custodia seems a little high against the deck that's going all burn. Yeah, like the Lava Dart, I guess, like, yeah, I guess it just does so many things, sure. But maybe like, maybe I felt pretty whatever about these shamans. And maybe we'll go down like one munitions. That seems okay. I like that. I like that. If they had Lava Dart Fire Blast. Oh, right. Fire Blast. Yeah, right. That's the card I gotta worry about in this one. Yeah. Thraben just forces the Lava Dart. Yeah, I mean, I think in this instance, we'll probably end up using it a little bit more as just like it quite easily kills a number, right? Equal to twice the number of creatures you control. Yeah, so a single Glinthawk or whatever. This hand kind of stinky, actually. Sorry, now that I'm looking at it. I guess we can Cryogen Relic out the gate. Nah, hard to say no. No tap land for the Cleansing Wildfire feels kind of bad, but yeah, we can Thraben Charm with like a single thing. Oh, never mind. Game is easy, actually. There's the Flame Breather. I think we're just going to go Ancient Den. Tap. I'm cleansing Wildfire. Grab an Island. Are they just starting to go face to face? Okay, we got to grab the prize. Oh, with the... Oh, so this is what? 6 damage? Seven in total. We're going to go to 13 here. It's 3 plus 2 plus 1, and then, yeah, and then they punch us. Woo! Oh, no, it's 7 from the whole thing, and then it's 8 in total. Yucky! Pretty sick. All right. Yeah, this hand was a little slow. I think we relic. And then we'll probably just blast this flame breather. And then we've also got another blast for if they play like a gutter snipe or something here. Do y'all stream Magic on any specific days or times? Yeah, Saturn. So we do Magic from 1 to 4 here during this slot, and it'll be kind of just whatever people are feeling. Sometimes it's Arena. Sometimes it'll be like mid-go like this. And then on Fridays, our Friday night paper fight is in-person paper Magic that goes from 5 to 8 usually. Unless we're drafting, sometimes we start at 4. And that's all in Pacific time. So 2 times a week, and then the rest is all kinds of stuff. So the beautiful thing about running this place like a television network is that there's always a little bit of something. So it's like there's Magic content. If you like horror games, that's another stream that I do. Oh, all right, fair enough. Blowing up my land. They did the thing that we wanted to do to somebody eventually. So yeah, if you like horror, there's all kinds of horror streams. I don't think it's worth firing this blast off. If you like rhythm games, there's stuff on like Sundays and stuff. If you are a fan of, God, why am I trying to think of all the different streams to do? We do like a morning podcast on Tuesdays. Check out the schedule. All kinds of fun stuff. Whew. All right. Interesting. So they might have another Kessig. Really thinking about it. Cast in the Fire, really good sideboard include in this format, it seems like, just because of the prevalence of all these artifact lands. You either get to ping 2 little wieners or exile somebody's land for 2 mana. I too enjoy Stone Rain for 2 mana. All right, what else we got going on here? We're in kind of a weird spot. Like, we don't have our threats, so I think next turn I'm going to have to Synthesizer just to start getting some stuff out, but kind of depends on what they play. Yeah, the red sinkhole. These Perilous Landscapes are a little whatever. We've definitely been flooding out a teensy-weensy bit here. Not having any of our cores or our Glenhawks is a little stinky. But who knows? Maybe we Synthesizer, Glinthawk off the top. That'd be the dream. If you enjoy watching me, Tuesday is the day. Yeah, the new schedule has definitely made me put in my work on the Tuesdays. So it's like, yeah, morning podcast, then oh, interesting. Okay. Morning podcast into the other TCG style game with Wheeler. Okay, yeah, it's just all going to the face. And then and then our horror stream. Ooh, Lembas there is kind of nice. They might just be able to kill us next turn, but I'm gonna play a little greedy here. Let's put out the synthesizer. See what we rip. We got a bolt, eh? That feels kind of whatever, but what else am I doing here? Like, I definitely want to get the Lembas out. So, I guess... And we'll just run out the Lembas. They can almost assuredly do 8 damage, but we'll see. Cleansing Wildfire, pretty bad now, so we'll put that on the bottom. We got another synthesizer. Okay. What backup did you choose on Let's Know last night? I had to dip for something around the break. Yeah, we found out that the game we ended up playing used AI voiceover, and also it was just really bad. So we decided to swap. We played Frog Legs and Rat Shaker. I ended up actually soft locking myself in Rat Shaker, so we're gonna actually do that next week. But they were both super cool, and I'm excited to play more. Wow, they just land and goad. That's pretty good for us. We'll play another synthesizer. And Glintalk off the top would be kind of nice. Another Lembas. Yeah, because we can go... We haven't played a land for the turn. So let's go land... Lembas. And then we're also keeping up to crack a Lembas. Don't really need Galvanic Blast right now. Hydroblast, pretty good. We don't have the mana, unfortunately, but Hydroblast, pretty nice to see. Anything particularly exciting from Gamescom opening night live? So I watched a little bit of it yesterday. Having all the game trailers around yesterday, it was very tough for me to kind of pay attention to what all was happening. But I saw that there was a number of really cool horror-looking games. Kind of wild to me that they seem to have put like an actual date release for the Vampire the Masquerade game. So intrigued to see if that's actually going to happen or not. But yeah, I have to actually go through. Honestly, like the things that I was like jonesing for, I wanted to see the big WoW expansion reveal. So that has made me quite happy. I think I have to respond to this. Oh, they've got the Lava Dart now. Oh, I think I just lost it for me. Ah, shit. I got distracted. Oh, no. Because they've got the one. No, they've got 2 Lava Darts. Never mind. We just lost it. Yeah, they saw the... Oh, they had Fire Blast. Never mind. Okay, so they were in a good spot there. Didn't have the blue open. That would have... We were just in a tough spot there in general. Okay. I got distracted. I should have Thrabened their graveyard quite a while ago. Ooh. This is like... Gadget. No, I got them all this. Sure. Let's keep it. I see 2 Navigator's Compasses. That's pretty nice. Maybe the bridge. We have so much like card draw and stuff. I think I'll be okay to dump a land. Bloodlines 2 will likely happen. I do not have faith it'll be good though. Yeah, I mean, after all those kinds of things, the thing did they do any talk about Here's a Might and Magic Olden Era? Because that one has been that is like the game that I'm most excited about right now. But like they've kind of been in like development cycle hell right now. I mean, I know a lot of people were very excited about Silk Song, or your people like Adam, who was like bummed that it did actually get announced because the meme was funnier than like any satisfaction the game coming out could have given. But yeah, I don't know. It seems like it seems like there was something for everybody, and I'm gonna have to actually go through like the game list. I guess an also game announcement world. Another thing that was really, really exciting for me was the new Pokemon game. Sorry, one sec here. Is it just Limbus time? I think the scry and card draw is going to be pretty important here. So let's just drop the Limbus and then we can core Skyfisher later. In the Pokemon world, there's the new Pokemon. It's like the comp. Yeah, we're gonna keep that on top. The competitive Pokemon game that's coming out. So it's like gonna be a like Pokemon Stadium, if you remember it as a kid. It's that, but like it seems like it's gonna be the de facto way to play competitive Pokemon now. And you're gonna be able, like, if you've ever played Pokemon Showdown, they're doing that. So, and it's been what I've been wanting for years and years and years, because like. The number one barrier to entry is like the training and all that crap that is entailed with building your team. That sucks. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see. I don't really want a synthesizer right now, because if we rip a land, we're not going to be able to play it. So I think I'm just going to go Compass. Oh, wait. What am I saying? The Compass helps us here by a lot. Oh, it's actually relevant? Incredible. I still think Compass is the play. But yeah, I did not ever think I was going to be using this for fixing, but that's sick. Better enroll in Smogon University if you want to be a Pokemon champion. I mean, I used to like play a lot of Showdown. I was not like an amazing person. Like I couldn't memorize speed tiers or anything like that, right? But it definitely was a thing that I really, really enjoyed, and hope that I get to do more of once this comes out. Okay, so right now, I guess we could land Skyfisher, bring back Compass. Is that better? It's probably the safe play. I mean, Synthesizer grabbing something would be cool. I wish this was an untapped land. We're kind of chilling. Let's just sort of, I guess if they bolt this, that'll suck. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit here. Oh, that sucks. That's a bummer. That is not what we were hoping for. Oh, well, alas. Bummer. Should have just Skyfishered. I should have just Skyfishered back a Compass. Flying to compete in your first ever Pokemon VGC Regional. Oh, no way, Pyro. That's awesome. Good luck, friends. Hope you do well. I think I've talked about it a couple of times too, but I really love what they do with like comp Pokemon. And I think that like one of the things, if you're not familiar, like one of the things they did in like a recent season was like they looked at like the top 30, 40 Pokemon that were used in like they looked at the percentages of like which Pokemon were on what, you know, winning teams for the worlds and stuff. And they went, great, okay, new season, these Pokemon are banned. You cannot use them. And it just like, you know, put people into this like interesting spot where they had to make like new comps and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it was really, really cool. I think it was super, super neat. They just banned all legends and paradoxes. I am confident that I saw that. Like, it was not like a recent thing, but I'm confident that I've seen it like that happen. But I mean, it might just be like a worlds kind of thing. But I swear there was like a season for like ladder and stuff like that where that they did exactly that. Holy crap! They're sending it all. Yeah, I mean, we kind of had like a ton of life too. We've got all these compasses and stuff as well. So what happened in the last one is not the worst thing in the world. Alrighty. Man, we're kind of fighting against our land base a little bit here. Okay. Well, definitely was hoping for land. Still not horrible. Interesting. I swear I saw exactly that, but might have been a while ago. Haven't kept my okay. That's kind of nice. So we could go compass, turn this into a plains. Tap this for a white, play Glint Hawk. Return experimental, and we get a land, then we can also Skyfisher. I think that's probably better. We got a Lembus. Not what we were hoping for. I'm just going to go again. Wow. All right. Losing a lot of value here, unfortunately. Maybe all these risky plays are not the correct way to go. Has Boros Bully evolved into Jeskai Bully? I mean, there's definitely like both, I think, around. This was essentially like a Boros deck, right? Like Experimental Synthesizer and like Iker Wellspring and stuff were like that. This was kind of the deck. Cast in the Fire, just continuing to assault my lands. Oh, yeah. I mean, they're playing this correctly. And with the iteration of Cryogen Relic into it, people are like, well, this is potentially one of the best versions of these sort of things because you get to draw as opposed to like exile. So yeah, it's kind of turned into that. Also, you know, it can get rid of itself, which is great. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to trade with the Snacker. They're almost certainly going to be able to grab the prize and get it back or do some looty scooty shenanigans. There we go. Speaking of. Well, we still have a Skyfisher. Unfortunately, how many of they... Yeah, they stun rated us twice. Our holes have been... Nope, you know what? No. All right, Sneaky Snacker comes out. I mean, they're still like, they got like a good grip too. All right, No, it's in addition to its types. That'd be cool, though. That would be some, like, really, really sick tech. Oh, wait, becomes the basic. Right. No, yeah, but it's still a thing. Whew. Our opponent literally running hot here. Looking pretty good. Well. I think we're in a heap of trouble, y'all. I can turn this into a plains. Get this core Skyfisher out, bounce an experimental synthesizer. All right. I think on this one I'm happy to wrap it up. GG opponent. They played really well. They just kind of I mean, it didn't help that it seems like through all this I drew spells and no land, but I also think that just in general they did really, really well. That was a solid play from them. Hey AMC, how's it going? Bounce mountain cast bolt. I think that was also an option. Yeah. I'm inclined to keep this just because of the last game, but it's definitely not the best hand in the world. Okay, we got the T1 Delver. There was also, yeah, I mean, the Blood Moon changed too with regards to like Urza Saga and stuff like that from Final Fantasy was such an interesting change. I think for the most part, a lot of these changes have been like make sense in terms of just like new player friendliness. Ooh, the Opt. They are looking to flip that Delver. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's a world where I was just supposed to just kind of like continuously flip those navigator's compasses, but then I'm just sort of spinning my wheels and not finding anything. So, and yeah, I know maybe there was a like, because I guess if I slow played it, then I would have had things like the Hydroblast and whatnot in hand. Wow, they opt and still didn't get to flip. I guess in this instance, though, now they might, you know, be able to get the double flip here. Oof. Oops, all tap lands out here. Probably better for me to just hold up a Galvanic Blast. It's true. Opt doesn't really let them shape the top of their library. It lets you feel like you are, though. Center, any of the Saga creatures would have been unplayable because Tidebinder would just kill them without the change. True. Yeah, I gotta say, I have not even like remotely looked at Standard, but I did watch a decent amount of the World Tour during Chicago. It was a good time. We got the Delvers. That was the main reasoning for it. Yeah, makes sense. Standard's all VV right now. I've heard. That sounds stinky. Sounds a little stinky. I'm sorry, Koo. I get the highlights from you anyway. I'm just saying, these play sets of cards are throwing me off. Singleton is the truth. Hold true that like as soon as they add like a gladiator queue full time to arena, then I will come back. I think it's just like, you know, it's very similar, Pyro, to like the change with like the, you know, ordering blockers and stuff like that. It's like to an enfranchised player, it took me a second to be like fully parse it, right? But like to a new player, I'm sure it's like infinitely easier to parse, right? So I get it. I think I'm gonna just like probably just drop a relic. Probably should have bolted first in case they're holding up Spell Pierce, but that would have been smarter. Because then even if I was like, oh, I might get a Glinthawk off this. But even then it's like, and instant. Ooh, well. Let's wait to see if they decide to do some drawing and whatnot. Yeah. I've got too many games that I've got on the go. I've been like deep in the Sim sauce since the subathon. It's very goofy. Counterspell? Spell Pierce, they did have it. Fair enough. It's probably just like mono blue terror. And then I started playing Blasphemous. It was a game that just I could like it was on my radar. I just never really had time to play it. And it's been fun so far. It does feel like, you know, it's got that Metroidvania tediousness to it at times. But it's cool. I like it. We're considering, we're opting. I assume they have thought scours too. Whew. Well, I've got the mana. I won't be fooled again. Okay, well. Let's go Limbus. And like Hollow Knight doesn't lock an ending behind platforming challenges that the game isn't built to accommodate. I mean, this is gonna be I mean, it's not really a hot take or anything. There's Relic. But I think I've hit a point in my life. I mean, it's just because the amount of games out there and where I am regarding like how much time I have to spend working and stuff that it's just like, I don't know if I can appreciate multiple ending games anymore. I'm like, you know, it takes me X amount of time to get through a game once, let alone playing through it, you know, X more times to get all the various different endings and stuff. Like I played through Baldur's Gate 3 once. My partner played it a bunch more. And then I was very much in the like, okay, you know, I will hear about the other endings from you. Okay, all right. We got action. So I'm gonna synthesizer here. Let's put out an egg. How do I play against this deck? Oh, probably. I'm probably supposed to Thraben Charm. That's what I do. So I'm going to let that go. I think I'm just supposed to play this Hawk. There's brand system you can do multiple endings. I mean, I guess there's always just the option to watch it on YouTube or whatever, right? But yeah, Thraben costs white mana. I know. I don't have the second white right now. Unfortunately. But it's all going to be okay, because what's going to happen now, it's going to bounce this Cryogen Relic. It's going to draw me a card. And that card is going to be a Plains. Magic the Gathering. I mean, they've also got this mana open, so it's like potentially very likely that they've got the counter spell, but come on. Tight. They didn't attack. Weird. All right. Well, Metallic Rebuke there feels kind of good. Okay. Well, that's a bit of a swing for us. I mean, I'd like to use this Perilous Landscape to go grab another blue source with what we've got happening here. So that we can hold up this Rebuke. I think we'll take the turn off. We'll get another blue source later. Yo, Bob, that's kind of why I got into it, and I Core Sky Fisher. I mean, like, really, the thing that made me the most interested in getting into Pauper was I saw the list from Paupergeddon, or the deck list from Paupergeddon. There were so many different, there was such a huge variety, and you know, talked to Gavin a bunch, and he speaks so passionately about it. Have a bunch of colleagues in the Magic sphere that are super into it, and it just kind of seemed like the right time to do it, and it's been a joy, honestly, since I started. I mean, I attack. Then we'll play the Fisher and return a Relic. I feel like with how this game's going, my opponent is going to time out of this match. Pauper's probably the healthiest it's been in a while. Yeah, I mean, I know that the Balustrade Spy combo is quite strong, but there's ways to beat it, which I think is neat. There's a lot of play. Even the Boogeyman decks. I'd say the only one that I'm like, the only deck that I haven't actually played against it yet, but I'm just not looking for, I can't imagine it's like a fun deck to sit across the table from, is the, whatchamacallit, the High Tide deck. Um, it's like kind of because, you know, it reminds me a little bit of like Nadu strategies where it's like non-deterministic in some ways. Like you hit a certain point when they have like infinite mana, you can see that they've made like a bajillion mana that you're like, okay, I can assume that I'm dead here. But it is still a little bit of a weird one for sure. Come back to my hand, little orb. Hey, Zero. Yeah. Had to try it a little bit. We were doing some mono black stuff earlier today. I think both. I think between them, I enjoyed the mono black deck because it's a little bit more straightforward. But boy, this one is neat. This one's very, very neat. I don't know if that's true, Kipper, because it's just like, because due to the fact of like eternal formats and stuff, like you hit a point where the card pool is just so dense that I think it feels as though like it's just, as long as you constantly have like a rock paper scissors situation where it's like this deck beats this deck, this beats this deck, like I don't know if I'd call any of them solved, but I don't know. I think the thing that I've come to know about myself when it comes to Magic is I am in no way an expert or ever really gonna be an expert, and I've like resigned myself to essentially be comfortable to it's comfortable to like know a little bit about things, talk with some knowledge of it, but never like with a distinctive like I know everything. So but yeah, I mean, Pauper is, while not necessarily like a brewer's playground, and I mean, Canlender's a little bit of that in a way too, right? There is like so much room to play, and things are constantly being found out. I mean, we talked about it a little bit on the Pokemon TCG stream yesterday, but it's like it wasn't until like even to this day for like Pokemon base fossil, people are still discovering like new cool strats to try out that people didn't think of prior, which I think is super, super cool. Either way, I like everything that we're doing. Honestly, I think I might take a look at the pack doll version that we saw this earlier, the Esper one. That feels like it's a little, you know, you want to resolve your pack doll and then just start doing what we're doing here. The fact that they ghostly flickered 2 cryogen relics. Oh, I will be thinking about that play all day. Ooh, Krark Clan is kind of tight here too. If anything, just as a little blocker. But I think I'm just gonna Limbus spread. Whoa, yeah, okay. And then we've still got Metallic Rebuke for something spooky. Ooh. Do I like that? Kinda. I guess it depends on if they're playing Gut Shot. I'm okay with this, I think. Yeah. It just means that I get to use my stuff again. If they're running Gut Shot, that'll suck. But doesn't seem like it. Okay. Yeah, that's fine by me. All right, I'll start with synthesizer. Whoa. Goodbye, microphone. Dude, we need new mic stands. I'm sure you've seen us fiddling with these things a bunch. All right. Was it just mono black mid? The deck from earlier? It was no, it was just like it was a black sacrifice deck, like a traditional like carrion feeder sacrifice deck. That was just really, really cool. Okay, Bolt's pretty cool. Let's just smack that off the top. Go straight to the dome. Okay, we get an Ancient Den here. If we play Cart Clan and Skyfisher, I think that's probably fine, right? So we go to combat. Yeah, the Lembas isn't really going to do anything. So I think what I'm just going to do is I'm going to swing for 4 here, play Krark Clan, then we've got Skyfisher and Krark Clan Shaman with Metallic Rebuke backup. I can do this and play Cryogen Relic. Oh, these dudes don't have... Never mind, actually. That's... Yeah. Oh, I should have done that. I was thinking that this was a terror. I totally forgot Cryptic Serpents don't have ward. That's fine. I'll throw this Krark Clan under the bridge. Huge, though. So many moving pieces to this deck. Our opponent is not going to have time for a game 2 and 3 at this point. Land grants being $3 a piece now is crazy. In paper, yeah. In here, they're like 25 tickets or something. Black Sack feels decent in the field right now, and as you say, it's a very cool deck. It's the right of consumption that like I was just enamored with how strong it felt. I definitely thought it was going to cause more blowouts than it did, but yeah. I guess right now I could Cryogen Relic and not play the Krark Clan, and then just crack the Relic right away. Because I don't think they play any flash threats, right? But then that doesn't let me leave up Metallic Rebuke, which I don't love. But maybe that's okay. Oh, okay, sure. I have. I've seen. I haven't like watched a bunch, but I've at least heard of the mono green Kona cheat stuff. Hey, nice. Okay. So we're against the mono blue, which means these friendos are going to be nice. Relics will also be nice, and I think that's probably all we need. Cleansing Wildfire is like fine. Makeshift Munitions, I think, is fine because it lets us kind of go over the top. I think the Krark Clans are pretty bad here. And we need to lose 3 things. Custody Squire lets us go a little... have a little bit more reach, I guess. Lembris feels kind of whatever. Maybe we lose like 2. And like a bolt? Yeah. Maybe we just keep the... Yeah, I mean, the bolts are... What are they actually doing, right? They kill the delvers, but that's about it. So... Three bolts for 3 pyroblasts seems good. Yeah. Mono green, station land, and cheap vehicles to get Kona in. I mean, I like the planets a lot. I think between the two, warp is definitely the much more powerful mechanic. But there were definitely people, myself included, that when you first look at station, you were like, this seems kind of whatever. But I mean, like, and a lot of the times, what else are you doing with some of these creatures that you're playing with summoning sickness, right? And you get like some pretty good value out of some of them. I mean, even then, like, Candlander players love the single blue pip spaceship. Yeah, I like its concept a lot. It's a shame, man. Like, Edge of Eternity is just really got overshadowed by con season. I actually like, there's like things to be said about spoiler season and the release schedule of games, I think, or sets at this point. But like, I completely understand the idea of them being like, it's Comic-Con. We should probably show off Spider-Man. And it's like, all right. And it's like a nerd stuff is like going on all summer. Like, we should show off the Avatar stuff, right? Like, Eternal spoiler season is just, it's so rough. And Edge of Eternity's definitely got hosed, I think, a little bit by it. But it's like, I understand the thought process of being like, well, we should probably show off these like major nerd IPs at these things, right? And like, for people that are like, the amount of people that I have seen on like Instagram and various other things who have been like, oh shit, I think I'm going to get into Magic the Gathering when they start seeing some of these. I'm like, that's cool. Yeah. But yeah, it's poor Edge of Eternities, man. If anything, like, rip to like one of the sets that has potentially the most beautiful art of like any set that I can think of in the last couple of years. Like, what an absolutely gorgeous set. We're probably just gonna ship this away. I definitely, I at least, like, I think what I'll probably end up doing is I really do want to start like listening to the lore and stuff, because I feel like you can only be so so critical of like Universes Beyond and all that kind of jazz. If you're like, because it's like, I want my universe magic things, but it's like, if you're not engaging with the lore, realistically, a Goblin Guide and a Tonberry are the exact same thing. Like, it's one of those things where I have to sort of concede a little bit that like fantasy creature v fantasy creature, it's the same thing. And then, if you attach sort of the whimsy to it, then I guess that's like a personal sort of thing. But yeah. Very interested to see where they go with Jason the Vraska after the villain arc. Yeah. I mean, I would like individual stories to be developed. I think, there's something to be said that like, I feel like the rise of popular things like the Avengers sort of did like pseudo irreparable damage to like the concept of just like solo individual storytells. Like, people, I feel like a lot of companies saw, they're like, well, people like the team up stories and stuff. So everything's gotta, have like 20 different planeswalkers all coming in together and combining forces. And you're like, they want people to point at the screen and go, I know that person. And so you haven't gotten as many of those. But yeah, brand collabs also didn't help. Sure. But I will say that like, I have been really enjoying Magic as a whole in terms of just the community aspect of it. There's definitely some like turds and whatnot out there, but I I think more, at least just, in the circles that I've frequented and even just like Discord communities and stuff like that, for the most part, people are pretty like accepting, and like the weirdos get sort of ostracized out of the community pretty quickly. And yeah, it seems good. But every community is going to have the weirdos too. And there definitely exists a lot of weirdos. But like, it's like when Serge and I went to MSI, which is like big League of Legends tournament. And it's like League of Legends is definitely one of those ones that's like known for being a super like toxic, gross kind of community that people are like, ew, League of Legends and blah blah blah, right? But the crowd and hanging out at MSI was so cool. Everybody was just like super duper chill. And they all like, there was like so many cosplayers. As one of the first things Serge noticed, he's like right away, he's just like, it's actually really cool to just see like, it felt like an even split of like male and femme, like male and like femme presenting people. Like it was just like split down the middle, which is like, I think in these sort of spaces that have been typically like, very like male dominated kind of areas, it was just really, really refreshing to see that. So overall, it turns out that the community and the gathering, like the in-person part, often gets overshadowed by like the internet talk, and like Magic is no stranger in that, right? Like you have a lot of people yelling and complaining about various Magic things and whatnot, and then you just go to a Magic event and everyone's just having a great time. Everybody is just like, hell yeah. This was actually a really funny story. I don't know if I've probably talked about it a couple of times, but it just like, it genuinely has inspired me. So, very popular league caster, goes by the name of Vedius. Got to meet and was meeting and playing games of Magic with their crew, because there's a really funny intersection of like league casters who have been getting into Magic the Gathering lately. And so we got to play with them when we went to MSI, and Vedi's kind of like newer to the space, and he let me one of his decks to play, or let me and Serge one of his decks to play. Do I want this? Yeah, I think having a spell will be good. Serge did something where Vedi like ramped to like 16 lands or whatever on like turn 7 or whatever in this game of Commander, and Serge just played a Price of Progress and killed him on like turn 5 or whatever. It was very, very early and just killed him really quick. And I feel like most Magic players would be like, "What the hell? How could you do that? Blah blah blah. You're running this." And Vedi instead was just like, "That's incredible! Oh my god, you could do that in Magic!" And it's like people kind of experiencing and getting into it for the first time. Just getting to see the cool things you get to do in Magic. It's neat. It's very, very neat. Alex, thank you very much for the raid, buddy. I hope everyone's doing really well. How's it going, friends? It's me, Ben. We're playing some Pauper today, and we're actually kind of coming on to the end of this stream. But I'm up against this mono blue terror deck, and it's interesting. They resolved this early Delver, and we're gonna have to see how I combat it a little bit. I have this Thraben Charm, which is pretty sick against them, and I'm thinking like what I probably want to do, if I could get an untapped land next turn, that'd be pretty good. Okay, because now what I can do is go like I'm just trying to hold up this Rebuke as a backup. Because we can go Synthesizer. Opponent's Clock is the biggest thing at this point? Yeah. We'll see what they do. I mean, if we burn through some of their spells too, that's totes fine. We need to tread the water. Right now they've got 2, so with like one more land, they'd have like 6, and Serpents are 5. Serpents are 7, sorry, right? I think serpents are 7 mana. Yeah, should have waited. That's fine. I think I need to hang. No, wait, because I won't have Metallic Rebuke back up. No, I think I go now with the Skyfisher. Thinking about having like the rebuke, you only just need to have like a single blue. But I think I mathed things out wrong. But if we do this, I guess I'll just bring the Limbus back here and we'll hang out. Been told by Terra players to never let them get to 5 instants or sorceries in the graveyard. That's kind of the, yeah. So I think as soon as they get to around like the 3 or 4 area, we'll just probably fire off a Thraben Charm. Have you all been getting into Kill Team? Have you had a chance to try the co-op and solo rules? No, that's something that we talked about though, because I got the Typhon box, so I've got all the Gaunts and stuff, and the Typhon other dealies. So we'll probably be looking at that in the future. We've talked about that as at least just doing like the co-op thing. I think it could be fun. I really like the Raveners team though. I want to play more with them. Want to do more Ravener stuff. I think our opponent's just going to clock out and we're just going to win with that, which is kind of a bummer. I want to fight them. Not the clock, but they're definitely thinking about things. Yeah, all right. Okay. Well, I think I like the line where I just play this Glint. Okay, I mean, they're doing nothing. I'm just going to play this Glint Hawk. Probably should have done this post-combat, but that's fine. Who knows what we're going to get? It's another synthesizer. I play the synthesizer. Okay. You got it. It's my way to trick friends into the kill team. I have, yeah, the box since revamp in the 3rd, so they wouldn't even need to buy anything. Yeah, just create your own pile. Okay, things are starting to look a little bit worse for us. They can definitely just drop a big boy now. Yeah, bummer. Sure, I'll trade. All right, let's go synthesizer. This has been a little bit of a slower game too, but I want my opponent to be able to think about what they need to do. Man, land and draw is cool, but I think we're just gonna let that one go. I guess let's just go for this now. Probably holding up counter magic. Oh, all right. And then we're just going to let that thing punch me. So to that end, let's just Cleansing Wildfire. Nothing that they could really play right now scares the crap out of me. It's only these nerds. Hey, I mean, if they spell pierce this, I'm like, go for it. Definitely need more white on this board. And that'll be it. All right, we got lots of land. Our opponent doesn't have much in the bin. They've got this big 6/5. If we could get any of our Pyroblasts, that'd be nice. Instead of just collecting and painting teams, I'm starting to be more and more comfortable while I've been getting more and more into painting and stuff. I still think it is probably, I should have attacked, my least favorite part of the game, or of the hobby. I'm not a painting enjoyer, but I've done it in a way where now I've kind of just been like, as long as I just do a little bit each day, it doesn't piss me off so much. So bit by bit. Alrighty. Yeah, definitely meant to attack there. What else we got? Wow. It's lands the whole way down, y'all. Well. Let's start like this. How much do I want this? A little bit. I mean, I guess. Right. This isn't just a hard counter. This is just a mana leak. What am I doing? Whoa! All right. It's just a mana leak. But yeah, the speed paints have been like a huge gain for me in terms of feeling better about things. Draw 4, brag about it. Well, we're definitely cycling this thing. I guess I could make a samurai. We're gonna have to keep things back just for like having double blockers since we know that they probably have snaps. Ooh, Glithawk, nice there. What are speed paints? So speed paints, also known sometimes as contrast paints, are a formula that is paints that are basically formulated that they're designed to be applied in a coat or maybe 2 coats tops to basically be able to paint your minis really, really quickly. And they dry and pool in such a way that I wonder if I just put it into this. That they will kind of do like a pseudo shading thing for you. Oh, that feels bad. Well, sure. I guess I can just cycle this. So if you just do what's called a slap, it's called slap chop. It's kind of one of the big terms that people have tossed around for it. But basically, you prime it, and then you do like a highlight. You can do like a zenithal from the top where you just take like you do black and then white from one angle to lighten it up. And then you like dry brush it with a whole bunch of white. And then as soon as you just put on the coats, it'll just kind of create all those highlights and stuff that you want without you kind of having to really like invest like a lot of the time and stuff that a lot of people might need to do these various kinds of things. So yeah. Okay. We're going to go ahead and cycle this. Red, white, blue. Ooh, Thraben Charm kind of nice. Jesus. I mean, at this point, I probably just do this, right? Like, this feels bad. This isn't how I really want to play, but like, they have like no time on the clock anymore, so I might as well just sort of play to them doing that. Yeah, we win. GG! Oh, all right. Well, that was a really, really fun stream, y'all. We got to see kind of 2 iterations, Cryogen Relic. I feel like we didn't get to see it nearly to the world that I thought we were going to. In that, like, we didn't get to ghostly flicker 2 Cryogen Relics. That'll definitely be the play of the day from our opponent. But we got to see some really, really cool, interesting strategies. I think between this one might be a little bit bigger than my brain wants to play. But the mono black sacrifice deck was sick, and will probably look at doing more of that. I just in case we ended up doing it, I also have this mono blue fairies, which each of these decks had to have something from Edge of Eternities, was kind of my thought. And the mono blue fairies list has added this new flying man, which I think is strong. So yeah, very cool. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning on in. I hope you had fun, and if you want to see more Pauper, let the gang know. Talk about it in our Discord. If you're watching on YouTube, down below in the comments, let them know. And I'm happy to come back and do more, because this is cool. It's very, very fun. Reminder, this and everything we do is brought to you by you over at our Patreon, patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. You're the reason we're able to do this. You can also check out our store.loadingreadyrun.com. All kinds of great merchandise over there. Reminder that this stream is also brought to you by Card Kingdom. Kingdom of Cards, cardkingdom.com/LRR. Lets them know that we sent you. If you want to pick up some Pauper decks to play with your friends, a couple of people have mentioned that they've done exactly that. So consider doing that. Using our code helps out a bunch. Great format, and always a good way to play. And of course, we use Dragon Shields. We love Dragon Shields. They're great. And if you use LRRMTG5 as the code when you're buying some sleeves over there, it lets them know that we sent you. We get a little bit of the kickback from that, and you get a sweet little discount. So consider doing that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Balthus. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of let the beard go for a bit. That's it. Thank you. Goodbye, everybody.